Okay, this is for you, Peter Fitzgerald. You've asked me to discover or explain the four energies that we talked about on the last retreat. This is not my stuff. I had a beautiful lady, I can't remember her name, she would have been in her 60s, and she came on one of our retreats and she just got everything she was looking for by about Saturday afternoon, and then she said to me, this is a gift for you. Now this is quite complex in where you can take this, so I'm just going to put it to you in a really, really simple way. But how the energy works, it actually works in like a figure of 8, which ends up in an integrated being. So it's really, really cool stuff. So what I'll do is just explain it really, really simply to you. If you imagine a rugby post and it's got an H in it, and you've got big posts going up like this and big posts going up like that, and then you've got the posts that go down into the ground and down into the ground. The grounded parts, shall we say, in this thing are the nurturing, right? So nurturing is obviously when someone takes you down to ground, you can let go, you can drop your energy, you can let yourself be in the ground, okay? So let's go with those energies first, which I never normally do. So if we imagine we're at the crossbar and that's a 0 point, and then we go from the crossbar down into the ground, but we go way into the ground. These are not rugby posts that are just stuck in concrete. These are football posts for you Yanks out there, hello. These posts can ground yourself all the way down into Mother Earth or whatever you believe in. Now, one of the grounding points in the world is the male nurturer, and a lot of people haven't really experienced dad nurturing them or holding them like a baby as much as, say, mum, and letting their body just relax with the masculine, or let's say people with a masculine bent, testosterone. So the nurturing side of us is a very, very, very important thing, and if we have the ability to nurture ourselves, we have the ability to let go of the day, let go of any energy, let go of any fear, let go of things that scare us. Often when we're most scared, we'll go to dad because he nurtures us, and he's the one we'll go to in the biggest troubles a lot of the time. So the masculine nurturer is very much missing in society with a lot of people. A lot of people don't have their dads at home, and they're yearning for that. And that comes out in all sorts of ways, which I won't get into right now. But one of the four energies is the masculine nurturer, okay? Now, as a muscle relaxes, okay, there's normally another muscle tensing. So right now I'm using my tricep to hold this phone out. To do that, no, I'm using a bit of bicep actually. My triceps, they're actually probably pretty balanced, but normally if I'm pushing my hand up like this, I'm using the tricep fully and not the bicep. As I pull down, I use the bicep fully and not the tricep. You understand this stuff, Peter, because you're a fitness teacher. That's probably why I'm thinking about that with you. The masculine active, or the masculine, masculine active will do, is like a guy throwing a spear. It's like a penis penetrating. It's a man doing sport. It's a man being a bloke. You know, all that kind of gutsy kind of male stuff. Now, a lot of people don't like the masculine active, and it's the warrior or the man being really, really strong, making decisions, standing where he stands. This is my home, this is what I'll fight for, these are my principles, my values. A lot of people don't like someone being rigid and fixed, or a father forcing his point. A lot of the time the man actually has to do that because people are being a bit naughty and they need a bit of a boundary or told what to do, etc. Now, I'm not saying boundaries are things that need to be rigid and stay there, but sometimes they're little progressions that help kids to go, no, at this stage, little fella, you can't jump in a car and drive it, you'll crash the thing. Whereas obviously the boundary will come off somewhere down the line where the kid can jump in the car and drive it. So the masculine active in one of our most spiritual towns in Australia, a lot of the teachers are telling me it's not acceptable. So a man being a full man is actually being emasculated, and that's a very, very important part of things. So if you imagine now, how far does your post go down into the nurturing? How far does your post go up into the sky in active? That is the masculine active. Now you've got the feminine nurturing side. We all know what that is. It's mum giving us a cuddle. We've all experienced that, or I hope we have. It's the womb that we were born in. Okay, it's the bit where I've got to look at my daughter right now who can't find something and go, oh, she can't find her things in the morning. She walks around in a big daze, and women are really good at going, oh honey, let me help you find that, whereas dad goes, just bloody find it, where did you leave it? So the feminine nurturer is what we all know it to be, okay? Someone that we can drop all our energy with, relax with. It's often a hell of a lot softer than the masculine nurturer. It's not so containing, it's more open, it's more expansive, and it's quite special. When the feminine nurturer is around, people cough, they let go of energy, they enjoy themselves. You never know, I'm just working the cough into this video. I've got a dear friend staying overnight who's loaned me his new phone because the video wasn't working, so this is how we're getting it there. So the feminine nurturer is massive, it's very, very big, and whilst female are nurturing people in the world, even the male nurturers get to relax, etc. I think nurturing really is probably the domain of the woman, and activity may be the domain of the man, but we can all from both sexes use them. Okay, so how far does your post go down into feminine nurturing even if you're a man? Can you be a feminine nurturer? Can you embody what a woman does? And can you actually give that to your woman or your man to help them just let go of their day? And then the last thing is the feminine active. And a lot of people say, what is that? Women don't chuck spears around, don't have penises. Women make stances. They say this is what's not going to happen anymore. And in some houses, women haven't made stances, and things have happened in those houses. You know, violence has occurred, ill treatment of women. You know, we haven't looked after the women too much in society. I mean, Jesus, women only got the vote in 1920 in England, and I don't know where else in the rest of the world, but weren't very, very highly respected. You know, and we're only talking 90 years ago in what, 13.5 billion years of evolution. So we're kind of growing up pretty quick, which is good to hear. But the feminine active, I see it as a woman saying, hey, this doesn't happen to my kids in my house. A woman that can, you know, multitask, get lots of things done all at once whilst keeping her sanity. A woman that's pushing a baby out, that's one of the most active things that you can imagine. And a woman being present to the needs of a society, a community, etc. A lot of men perhaps are not as active as they might be in their nurturing or community-based interests, and maybe when they're playing sport they're just out to crush someone and smack them into the ground and win for themselves. I'm more of a cooperative nature, and I think the active of the feminine is more about cooperation, and men have this too. And how far do you get into the feminine active where you're there to actually support people to be who they are? Now, at the end of the day, these really aren't about the sexes and who's right and who's wrong or whatever. It's all about integrating these things into the middle of the rugby post in the H at the 0 point, where we all have everything and we're all special. And really, that's the 4 energies. There's lots more to speak about them, but I don't want to put too much of a post up right now. 4 energies, Key and Buckley. What date is it? February 24th, 2011. 1 year before the end of the world. Don't worry about that either. Okay, 4 energies. Thanks a lot. See ya. Got to turn the camera around to my TV and my friend Peter, who loaned me the camera. Thank you, Peter.